A very good morning to you all. Nice to have you with us here. And as I say good morning to you, I've just been told that we're still waiting for one player who we thought was here, who I believe has just arrived in that moment. So, chance of me and Steve Lane. Good morning, Steve, who's sitting alongside me here this morning. We have Dale Schwetz sitting in the studio for a change as the IRO and the third man. So we can get on with introducing you to the players. First of all, a good morning to you, Steve Lane.
Good morning, thank you, Jan, and good to be here today, here for the Game 3 of the Santa Rita Limited Edition 8-goal tournament.
Indeed it is, and we've had, as we've been saying throughout the season with Dale and myself, when we've been out here at Santa Rita, it's been some amazing polo at all levels, from 6 to 26, and also the 8-goal has not disappointed or let down in any shape, way or form. Let's just give you a quick rundown as we wait for Ryan Shank, who, as I say, has just arrived. So we'll give him a minute or two just to get his boots on, of the rest of the players that are out there. For Grand Champions Polo Club, we have Ryan Shank, the man, as I said, just arrived. And then we have Patricio Major playing at number 2. And they, of course, are playing in the, well, what would you call that, Steve? Sort of turquoise, light blue, light green?
Kind of a baby blue.
Kind of a baby blue?
Yeah, baby blue. Uh-huh.
Then we got Juan Bellini at number 3 and Mr. Tommy Biddle at number 4. For Santa Rita, in the purple and pink, we've got the young Fran Spinacci alongside Antonio Aguirre, heading up number 1 and number 2. And then at number 3, Bauti Pelusa. Keep an eye out on him, a very, very strong hitter. And at number 4, we have Pablo Spinacci, of course, playing alongside his son at number 1. So that's been nice to see. They have played against each other, but they've also very much enjoyed playing with each other. Fran, of course, a young star that's coming up through the ranks, and he played again on the weekend. Great to watch this young player come up through the ranks. And, of course, Pablo, himself a player in the high goal in the WPL, which reminds me that, of course, on Saturday, Easter Saturday, this coming Saturday the 16th, we have the big final of the Triple Crown of Polo. Make sure you tune in for that. That'll be on your screens at 4 o'clock here from Grand Champions Polo Club. Your umpires this morning are Mr. Mark Holmes from the UK and Esteban Ferrang. As I said, a very good morning to our friend Dale Schwetz, who sustained a little bit of an injury on his foot, on his ankle. I hope you're okay, Dale. And Dale, of course, a man with so many talents, Steve, to have him in the studio should we need his IRO, his instant replay official duties come to fruition.
Yeah, we are using triggers here, and of course Dale will be third man in the studio, looking at the cameras from all different angles. And today it looks like we've got 4. 2 end zone cameras, the eye in the sky with the drone, and also the center field camera high in the air, 20 feet above, for instant replay requirements, even though we're not using challenges. So once again, Game 3 here in the Santa Rita Limited Edition 8-goal series. And, just a little bit of a breakdown. There's 3 teams in this tournament. Yeah, and Oria Polo, who's not playing today, they have a record of 1-1. And Grand Champions Polo Club, who we have out there on the field today, they are 0-1. And Santa Rita, in the purple out there, they are 1-0. So this game here determines who goes to the finals. And, of course, you know what? We could have a 3-way tie, which would then result in a shootout and probably another day.
Could do indeed. And, of course, that final is scheduled for later in the week. So make sure you don't miss any of the action. As I said, a lot of polo still to be played. Very much looking forward to Saturday's big final. And then once we get Easter out the way, remember, Steve, we are all heading down south to Miami Beach for the final WPL tournament of the season, the Miami Beach Polo World Cup. You can still get tickets if you go to MiamiPoloCup.com, MiamiPoloCup.com. That is the email or the website for you to go to if you'd still like to get yourself a ticket. It really is a must-see event. And as every year, our friend Tito Gardenz, of course, putting on a fantastic display. You've got the sun, you've got the ocean, you've got beach, you've got polo. I mean, what more could you ask for? So let's have a little look out on the field. We're still waiting just for that one player who I believe Ryan Shank is about to enter. Well, not the arena so much as is the field. Here he comes. He'll be playing off -1 goals. But Ryan Shank, another one of those young players who's come up through the ranks through the polo school, also playing the Sunset Chuckers, which of course will be taking place later on this afternoon. And prior to that, we've got the mid-level of the WCT, the women's. So that'll be coming on your screens this afternoon at 4:30. And then, as I say, the Sunset Chuckers and Cocktails, courtesy of our friends at Seminole Casino, Coconut Creek, at around about 5:45, just in time to give the name the Sunset Chuckers its due.
Yes, that's right. So, you know what? A lot of polo going on yet this afternoon. So stay with us on Chucker TV, and we'll be bringing the WCT and also Sunset Chuckers, which has turned out to be a success. So, looks like the umpires have had their conversation, lining the players up. And looks like Mr. Mark Holmes on the far side, Esteban Ferrari, the other mounted official, on the near side here. And looks like we are getting ready to get underway.
So best of luck, guys. And as you said, Steve, Santa Rita with 1-0. They'll be looking to get another win. Ball's thrown into play. And the first touch, well, Peluso's right there as well. Sfinacci. But Bellini will just try and leave and clear a little bit of space here for Mr. Tommy Biddle. Bellini wanting a piece of it, putting his stick down there on the ground. Still Bellini. Taps it over the halfway line, opens things up a little bit. He's got Ryan Shank at the front door. There is that long ball for Mr. Ryan Shank, who was a little bit slow getting out of the starting blocks there as Spinacci. Oh no, he got a piece of it, Ryan Shank. And that's very courtesy, very, very gentlemanly of Spinacci to allow this youngster to at least get a crack. A shot, his first goal, shot on goal here for Ryan Shank.
Pablo Spinacci's going to put the ball back in play here. Just that ball going wide to the left-hand side. So Pablo Spinacci has three young guns out front. So which one is he going to choose? And it looks like Major with an offside back shot. Ryan Shank couldn't quite get to it. And we've got our first whistle of the game, or a little infraction of the right-of-way right here against Major. Juan Bellini on that line, driving down the line and the right-of-way. So we'll see where the umpires put the ball for our first penalty of the day.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there, but as you can see, Bellini firmly already established himself on that line. Good call by the mounted officials again, all designed around the well-being, the health and safety of the four-legged athlete. So, as you rightly said, Steve, our first open goal penalty, 3 in favour of Grand Champions Polo Club.
So, Patricio Major, going to take that penalty 3 right on through for the first score of the day. Penalty 3 from 40 yards out, undefended, and Major, new on this team, but has no problem converting that penalty 3. First one to draw blood today, although we did start with a 1-goal handicap in favor of Santa Rita. So, a score of 1-1 on the board, a set of ones, and back to the bowl-in.
So, good first play here by Grand Champions Polo Club. And no mistake there by Patricio Major. Ball thrown back into play, comes out the far side. Grand Champions again winning the throw-in. Santa Rita struggling to try and get possession. Bellini with a little pass around the back door there, feeding the ball up to do that. Tommy Biddle. Biddle now opens up his pony. There's the cut shot towards goal. Hoping he'll find a teammate. But good defending here from Santa Rita as Spinacci will pick this one up on the back line, turning things around. Runs into a bit of traffic there. Shank needs to clear the way, and he does so. Now then, as you were talking about those 3 guns, Spinacci will be looking. Who can he play this one to? He's got Peluso on his right, and he had Antonio Aguirre on his left. Once again, it'll be Signor Bellini. Little switcheroo, gives it back to Tommy Biddle. Same play as we saw just a few moments ago. Still Biddle now. Now remember, he's a very strong hitter. He might go for a long-distance shot, and here it comes. Well, either way, it'll go into the danger zone, but that ball just keeps going and going and going and just goes wide.
A little bit wide to the left-hand side. It was going to be a nice approach shot, but that ball had just enough momentum to carry over the back line, where Pablo Spinacci once again will put the ball back in play. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock right here. Pablo Spinacci going to bring that ball down the field looking for his son, Fran Spinacci, and don't play this young man for a miss right here because he will take the ball down the field and score. Fran on the ball. Patricio is going to go back and cut the angle just a little bit. Fran, bad bounce right there. He caned it just a little bit, but still able to get back to it. Called off there by Patricio. That's probably Balti Peluso. Peluso now sets it up, but Tommy Biddle gains control, gains the right of way and the line, and Tommy Biddle unable to connect on that shot, and there's a back shot right there by Peluso. But Bellini's going to come in, take the ball forward, going to buy a little time. Now looks over his shoulder, and now he's got an offside shot, and he's going to open that up with a nice pass right to Biddle. Unlucky right there. It comes off the hooves of Tommy Biddle's pony, and Balti Peluso, that's Peluso right there with the next shot towards goal, but well wide to the right-hand side.
Yeah, well, they're putting the pressure on, as you can see here. Santa Rita trying to capitalize. They were very much for quite a long period of time here in the half of Grand Champions Polo Club, just not able to hit the target as once again Bellini will open things up, sends the ball out to the right-hand side. A little bit too steep there for Biddle to pick up on. So it'll be the number 2, Antonio Aguirre for Santa Rita.
Antonio's going to turn that ball, trying to get around, and Peluso's going to come back and help him out, and Aguirre takes Biddle out. Bellini stabs that ball out of the air, able to gain control. And Bellini looking downfield. He's got Ryan Shank, and they're going to try and feed him that ball, which Ryan Shank, nice play. He wasn't too far out front. He allowed that pass to get past him, and Ryan Shank on the move right here going towards goal. He's getting better every game. What a nice shot. That's the longest ball I've seen him hit, and just wide to the left-hand side. So we'll have our courtesy horse change right here while all the players are down at that end. Both camps down there at that end of the field, the south end here at Santa Rita Polo Farm.
Yeah, that was an amazing shot there from Ryan Shank. And Ryan Shank not only getting better and better, as you said, Steve, when he plays, but also somebody who's getting better and better in reading the play, putting himself in that position where he's in a position where he can basically take the ball and do something with it. Very, very strong player. We saw that just now. And his confidence will, of course, pick up and grow immensely with these sort of games that he's playing here. I remember when I saw him at the beginning of the season, not quite as confident, and as I'm sure was the case with you, Steve, every time you're in the saddle, it's just another notch in your belt of experience of which you can't get enough. And who knows, you might see Ryan Shank one day, play the medium goal, if not the high goal.
So we've got a little break in the action, and Mariano Aguirre going to step out and talk to Fran Spinacci right here and give him a little word of advice. So Fran will go back now, and Pablo Spinacci will bring that ball in off the back line. So remember, once that ball is touched, like right there, the clock will start, and here we go.
Spinacci out to the left-hand side, a little lofted shot, but Bellini a little bit too far away to pick that one up. Peluso hammers that one downfield. Very difficult to control there for Spinacci. Again, it lands at the feet of Bellini. Bellini has a man on. Peluso will challenge him as much as he can, but again, the experience there paying dividend. And it took another player, this time Pablo Spinacci, to get the ball off Bellini. Now going up the field is Aguirre, and Peluso saw that. That was very unlucky as it came off the back leg there of Aguirre's pony. And again, he seems to be all over the place. Man with the number 3, Juan Bellini, has his pocket picked there by Spinacci. Fakes the backhand, turns it around. He's got Fran on the right. A little lofted shot once again, looking for a purple shirt. And again, Bellini having to clear up. Biddle now coming in for a piece of it. Spinacci wants a piece of it, and we have a whistle.
We've got a whistle right there, and, there was 2 players coming, but one player pulled off the line of the ball when Biddle went in there and met it. So we'll see what the umpires call right here. But it looks like it's going to be a shot in favor of Grand Champions Polo Club, which Bellini takes that penalty 5A over to the left-hand side, and he finds Major with a penalty, with a shot on the ball right here. But Peluso's going to take that ball forward, buy a little bit of time, and allow Fran and Pablo to turn back around. A little contact right there, and maybe a little bit of a cross hook right there, because remember, everything has to be in a fine line behind the player or on the same side when you hook. So Peluso bringing that ball back down the field. Oh, and he sends a nice worm burner right down, and who's out there but Antonio Aguirre. Aguirre taking that ball towards goal, and remember, he's playing in the U.S. Open, too, and scored 4 goals in his debut over there. That ball to the right-hand side, and a missed opportunity for Santa Rita. So we'll be back right after these players come back with some fresh legs, fresh ponies. Stay with us right here on Chucker TV.
I am Nick Weaver. I am the co-founder and COO of Blue Delta Gene Co. I probably measured over 30,000 butts, 7 feet tall and 7 feet wide. Doesn't matter. It is fun making people happy. When you make a garment that fits, that's one thing. When you make a garment fit and look good, that's another thing. And we are very good at the latter. We have grown our company by taking care of people. We have grown by making jeans that fit. There are some things that will never change: where it's made, how it's made, and who's making them. Every jean is one of one. But now we can get you measured from anywhere in the world. We have rolled out a virtual tailor system, blown away with the technology. It's unbelievable how accurate it is. It's a quick, easy, touchless way so we can get the measurements to make you a pair of damn good jeans.
Welcome back, everybody. Good morning to you if you've just joined us on this very, very nice Tuesday morning here, Steve. We've got the sun in the sky, but we've also got a nice little breeze going on, so ideal conditions, ideal temperatures for both the 4 and the 2-legged athletes. You're joining us here in a game of the Santa Rita Limited Edition 8-goal Grand Champions Polo Club. As you said, Steve, coming in with 0-1. Santa Rita with 1-0, looking for their second win. And so far, we've just had that 1 goal being scored. That was a penalty taken by Patricio Major in that first chucker, penalty 3, which he converted without any problem. Santa Rita coming in on handicap with a goal in hand. Didn't score in that first chucker, but towards the end, very much started to show signs of getting that engine revved up nicely. So you join us here at the top of chucker number 2 with a goal apiece. Your mounted officials are Mr. Mark Holmes and Esteban Ferrari.
So once again, we'll start with a knock-in when all the players get to the field and we resume play. So Santa Rita missing some scoring opportunities right there, although Pablo Spinacci took 3 knock-ins that first period, so that just shows that Grand Champions shot on goal and missed the goal 3 times. So, you know what? Anybody's ball game at this point. We've got 5 more to go.
We do indeed, Steve, and never count these players off here, of course. And I'm pretty sure that combination of Fran and Pablo Spinacci is going to work very well. You said it yourself, you know, Fran Spinacci, very, very solid player. Antonio Aguirre also nearly getting that score, or the first score, in there towards the end of that first chucker. And then, of course, Bauti Peluso, very, very strong hitter. So, as you said, Steve, we're going to continue now with a knock-in in favour of Grand Champions Polo Club, taken by Juan Bellini.
Juan Bellini looking for a light blue jersey, and he's got Patricio Major out front, but he's ridden off there by Pablo Spinacci. So Bauti Pelusa next in line right there with a back shot, and nope, that's Bauti there who met the ball with Bellini and steals it. But, however, hands it off to Pablo Spinacci, and Pablo with a drive up front looking for Fran Spinacci, but he's ridden off by Juan Bellini. Juan Bellini, a little flick of the wrist on the near side. He's got a man with him, and now here comes Major. Major overrides, but Bellini picks the ball up, and he's next in line as well, and he's going to send a shot right down here looking for Patricio. Patricio being ridden hard there by Peluso, and a back shot there by Spinacci, but Tommy Biddle gets a little piece of it right there in front on the near side, headed towards goal. Biddle has to drop that horse's head and try and catch Spinacci, which he's not going to be able to do, and Fran Spinacci going towards goal and puts it on through for goal number 2 for Santa Rita Polo Farm.
Yeah, what a great play there. I mean, literally, you could see that play completely unfold there with the backhander and Fran Spinacci keeping, keeping his head down, keeping very, very focused. Nothing that Biddle could have done there. So a cracking first goal here for Santa Rita coming from Fran Spinacci. And with that, of course, they regained the lead by 2-1 here at in Chucker number 2.
Even on the flat, 1-1, we remember with a 1-goal handicap for the team in purple, and it looks like Grand Champion's going to win this bull in, but nobody back there but Fran Spinacci. Fran looking over his shoulder. Going to turn the ball towards the inside, and he's going to send Bouty right down the boards with a nice little shuttle pass right to him. Peluso now with a neck shot, but he's going to take it just a little bit further since he's got some room to work over there. And Peluso now winds up for the big neck shot, and what a nice neck shot it is, but it's going to carry on across the field in front of the goal mouth. And there comes Patricio. Patricio with a neck shot of his own, followed up once again here by Spinacci. Spinacci comes in front. Juan Bellini looking for a foul on that play, but the umpires say, hey, there was enough time. So here comes Fran Spinacci, working that ball towards the center of the field, followed up by Father Pablo. Pablo sends it on up, and Patricio with a near side back shot, but Pablo picks up that ball and is going to send it right on through for goal number 3 in favor of Santa Rita.
So Spinacci turning things around here in Chucker number 2. And as I was saying, Dale, towards the end of that first Chucker, you could really feel how Santa Rita were finding their rhythm. And that really has come to fruition now. So both father and son getting on the score sheet, extending their lead now to 3-1. So Ryan Shank, Patricio Major, Tommy Biddle, and Juan Bellini need to just keep an eye on this, because I can see that this Santa Rita team, again, weaker on handicap at the moment, dominating here in Chucker number 2.
Yeah, they're going to win the bowl in once again right there with Pablo coming out the back, and now we've got a little stalemate, waiting for players to clear. Don't want to hit into any horses, and I think we did have a whistle right there. So looks like the clock is stopped, and Juan Bellini's going to line up for a penalty 5A from the point of the infraction. And look at the blue jerseys. He's got to boom a shot way downfield, but he's going to dribble that, gain a little bit of yardage here before he takes the big shot, and here it comes right here, and he sends a line drive right down there with 3 blue jerseys, and going back is Fran Spinacci. Fran Spinacci turns that ball, and yeah, I think he got caught turning right there. Not quite enough room. And who was that? That was Patricio Major coming down that right away and closing the gap, and this looks like it'll be an open goal penalty number 2.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there, but despite the fact that he caused that foul, I do like the way he plays as Fran Spinacci. Like I said, a little bit unlucky there. Had there been a little bit more space, the umpires, I'm sure, would have been lenient, but that was a little bit too close for comfort. So a hit from the spot or a penalty 2 will be the option here for Grand Champions Polo Club, and just waiting for the umpires to either drop the ball. No, the ball has been dropped, and Bellini will take, of course, the easier option there from the spot. So Bellini gets one back. Unlucky there for Fran Spinacci, but a proper goal based on the rules here for Grand Champions Polo Club.
Yeah, the second goal for Grand Champions. Both of them scored on penalty shots. First a penalty 3 by Patricio Major, and then, of course, a penalty 2 from the spot right here by Juan Bellini. So Grand Champions unable to score from the field yet, but they are playing the fouls and drawing the umpire's whistle. So Mark Holmes is going to line them up on the far side of the field, and it looks like we're going to have a courtesy horse change right here. So we'll have a bull in when these players return on fresh ponies. And it looks like all of them are going to take that option, but 2 players from Grand Champions Polo Club. And Tommy Biddle's going to stay on his, as well as Ryan Shank. And once again, we'll determine whether we have a shootout after this game. Everything's still on the line. no team has been dominant here in this 8-goal limited edition series.
No, they haven't. And as we wait for the players to come back out, Steve, let's just have a little look at what's happening on Saturday. Of course, the Triple Crown of Polo final, Pampinota Biotricity. What a thrilling semi-final that was when they took on Catamount, beating them right in the nick of time there by 14 goals to 13. Richard Mille, who took care of business on the weekend, defeating Brookshire. Grant Ganzi, great to see him back in the saddle, of course, after his jockey muscle injury. Then another one of those young stars, Paquito de Narvaez. And then, of course, the two 10-goal players. So we've got a 25-goal team versus a 20-goal team. But you know what? This Pampinote team has impressed me now in this season. The spirit which they displayed against Catamount, let's hope they can carry that over into Saturday's final.
Yes, exactly. That should be an exciting game. And, of course, Pablo McDonough scoring 8 goals the other day in the semifinals to lead his team to a win over Brookshire. And that was a great game to watch. And actually, you know what? There was only 8 fouls in that game. The game was so clean and really nice to watch. And it didn't take very long to get that game in with no fouls going on. So, once again, Mark Holmes has put the ball back on the ground. Pablo Spinacci takes a swing but doesn't get all of it. So Pablo still on the ball right here. Biddle's checking up, and so is Ryan Shank to keep him honest and put pressure on him. And now here comes. Looks like Antonio Aguirre right there, and Aguirre with a shot on goal, but just wide to the right-hand side. So Juan Bellini's going to take a knock-in, put the ball back in play. Playing number three on the back of his shirt, but he's playing a lot of defense here today. Biddle with a 4, but Biddle's been playing a lot of offense. And Bellini's going to elect to bring that ball across the goal and then send it right down the middle looking for Ryan Shank. Ryan Shank has been out front right where he's supposed to be, and you know what? He's not too far out front where they can't get him a pass. So Ryan Shank, once again, couldn't get a hold of the second shot, but Pablo Spinacci rides off Patricio, and now he's got the ball. Pablo Spinacci looking for Antonio Aguirre, and he sends it right on down to Antonio. Antonio with a nice pass right down in front of the goal, unable to keep control of it, and Bellini's going to send a back shot. Biddle calling for that tail shot. Oh, an unlucky bounce right there. Pablo Spinacci next on the ball. He's going to turn it and try and beat everybody back towards the goal. Pablo Spinacci going across the goal. Now is he going to tail that ball in or do a next shot? He's going to do a tail shot. But just unlucky, unable to get the angle on that tail shot. So, once again, we'll have a knock-in by Bellini for Grand Champions Polo Club.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there for Antonio Aguirre. Everything just looked so perfect, and he wasn't able to put it through. And good attempt there also by Pablo Spinacci. But overall, Steve, I'm sure you'll agree with me, this Santa Rita team are getting stronger and stronger throughout this game. We see Grand Champions Polo Club here having to defend more than they're actually attacking. That ball's going to come a little bit short, not quite finding Tommy Biddle, or will it? Now you see again, he got a piece of it. Antonio Aguirre, Biddle able to come out on top, but he's got a lot of traffic. In comes the attempted hook. Biddle now with a shot to goal. He takes that on the bounce. That's a nice little run. The 2 numbers 4. Spinacci will try and stop him if he can. Biddle opens his shoulders and puts it through. What a cracking goal there by Tony Biddle.
Wasn't that a cracking goal? Just a little bit of an open offside back shot would spin enough to carry that ball right on through the uprights right there. Tying the game up here, 3 apiece here in the latter part of the second period of play.
Indeed. So 2 threes on the scoreboard. And I'm sure that will help, I should say, not hope. I'm sure that will help Grand Champions Polo Club finding their rhythm again, because Santa Rita, especially here in Chukka number 2, they have been dominating. So far as it stands in Chukka number 2, it's 2 goals apiece. And it was that first Chukka where Santa Rita struggled to get up on the score sheet, but they've briefly won possession once again. Well, we'll have a whistle just after the horn went, the first courtesy horn, and that will send the players off. So we will come back with a penalty of sorts. So make sure you stay with us here for Chukka number 3 coming up right after this short break.
The world's best polo in your pocket. Chukka TV, the only app you'll need to watch polo. The world's best polo in your pocket.
Chucker TV, the only app you'll ever need to watch polo.
There's something about when you get up early, prep the plane, and you take off, and you get that first light of day. And the air is crystal smooth. You can see forever. You have to have the right aircraft for the right flight with the right crew up front. Only NetJets can do this. The flight dissolves into the background. It should just be the here and now.
So here we go then, Chucker number 3, and as we said, there was a whistle that was blown just before the end of Chucker number 2 with a penalty, a hit from the spot of 5A in favour of Grand Champions Polo Club, taken very quickly here by Juan Bellini, trying to feed the ball up to Tommy Biddle. He had him in his sights, but Patricio Major was also up there, and again, Santa Rita able to steal the ball to open things up nicely, sends it across field, nobody home except Mr. Bellini. Peluso not able to take the ball off him, and that's a nice pass up to the front, and Patricio Major not able to make contact there. Biddle also struggling. Peluso on the line first. We'll pick that one up out in the far corner, but Biddle coming back strong and very quickly to challenge, as is Major, but Peluso doing a super little play there, and will send Spinacci on his way, and he'll be looking for the other Spinacci. There is that pass. Fran Spinacci. Got a bit of traffic behind. We had a similar situation like this earlier in Chucker number 2. Spinacci now, will he tap it in? Will he go for the shot? Needed a bit of support, but his lucky ball is still in play. Spinacci, and on the near side, just puts it through. Elegance in motion.
Franz Spinacci showing how to get that ball out of the corner and taking it to the goal and scoring on the near side. So Franz Spinacci, his second goal from the field today, third for Santa Rita Polo Farm, and Grand Champions only one goal of the day from the field, 2 on penalties. So Santa Rita jumping out front by 1 goal here early in the third period of play.
And that, as our dear friend Dale would say, that was a coast to coast with a lot of butter and a lot of toast.
There you have it. Yep, that's a saying from Dale Schwitz, the one and only. So it looks like Grand Champions is going to win this bowl in. They've only won a couple, but Tommy Biddle has different things in mind with a long shot downfield, looking for Patricio, but Antonio Aguirre back there with a nice open back shot. Not quite far enough, and Patricio puts a little wood to the ball. Told to leave it here by Peluso. Peluso now going to send that ball over towards the center of the field where he saw Aguirre going. However, Juan Bellini going back. Juan Bellini on the line in the right of way, and Antonio unable to get to that ball. The ball took a big hop. And Bellini carries it forward just a little bit, and a nice little shuttle pass right there to Peluso. Peluso being ridden by Patricio Major. Patricio going to go back and take an offside shot, breaking up that play, and here comes Fran Spinacci. Spinacci turning around, sending down Aguirre. Fran Spinacci still on the ball right here. He gets by Biddle. Spinacci once again still on the line of the ball and the right of way, but ridden off by Bellini with a near side back shot. Picked up out of there by Fran once again. Nope, that's Pablo. Pablo with a shot towards goal. Fran Spinacci right in the way right there, and it looks like Bellini going to pick up the loose ball play right here and looking for a player. He's got Patricio over on the right-hand side as well as Biddle. Biddle out front with a breakaway, but Pablo Spinacci's not going to cut him any slack. Pablo Spinacci is going to gain the angle right here, looking over his shoulder. Biddle, 2 horse lengths back. What's Spinacci going to do? He's got 2 perfect players right behind him. Antonio Aguirre's going to turn on the play. So is Bauti Peluso. Peluso puts it into Patricio's horse, but still able to get back to the ball. Peluso looking over his shoulder, followed up by Spinacci, being pressured by Biddle. And a nice little flick of the wrist right there to Pablo, who's all alone, and he's going to try and send it over Bellini's head down to one of those 2 young guns right up front. And there's Antonio Aguirre with a shot towards goal. Here comes Patricio. Patricio is going to let that ball roll over the back line where we'll have a knock-in on the right-hand side.
Wow, well, I got to say, Steve, what a nice open game this is turning out to be here. And again, very little in the form of fouls or whistles. We've got a courtesy change, 3:41. And the way they're reading and anticipating the plays in, just great to watch all the players, both teams here, open up nicely, playing their game. But I still think at the moment Santa Rita have got the slight edge, are more in that offensive attacking mode, whereas Grand Champions seem to be having to do quite a lot of work in defense. But again, to quote our friend Dale Schwedz, championships are won with defense, and at the moment they are doing a good job defending, but another goal or 2 wouldn't go amiss here for Grand Champions Polo Club.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Santa Rita knocking on the door, and this will be another knock-in for Juan Bellini. It'll be his 3rd of the day. So that shows you that Santa Rita not missing too many goals here in this game so far. So Juan Bellini back, and we've got all 4 players from Santa Rita out there, and now the 4th player for Grand Champions, and the umpire calls play, and here comes Bellini on this gray pony. He's got nobody on the right-hand side. Biddle is looking that way. Bellini, he's going to send a long shot right down here, and here comes Biddle being ridden by Antonio Aguirre. Biddle going to go for the near side play, which he does. Nice contact right there on Biddle. Biddle with a cut shot right back over towards the center of the field, and another near side play, and that comes probably from his indoor playing experience. And you know what? That's another run right there, coast to coast for Grand Champions.
But no butter and no toast. But great to see. That was absolutely wonderful to see those near side shots. And there wasn't much in it towards the end there, the finishing touch. He knew he had a bit of a tricky angle, but great execution there by Tommy Biddle on those near side shots.
Pablo Spinacci brings the ball back in off the back line and looking for Antonio Aguirre, which he's found on the far side, and Peluso over in the center looking for a little bit of a pass, a nice pass. You know, and that just shows these young players look for each other. The communication out there going very well between those players. And Patricio Major knew he didn't have a line right there to get to it. Antonio Aguirre, or Peluso, was going to take a shot, putting it out to the right-hand side, a high lofting shot, and once again, a missed opportunity right there for Santa Rita.
Yeah, but again, Santa Rita flexing that muscle there, and that could have easily gone through because, as I said, Bauti Peluso, very, very strong. Also very well mounted, as they all are, of course. Now that's the ball up to the front door, and we haven't seen much of Ryan Shank for a while. There was the open backhand from Spinacci, feeds it to Spinacci Senior, as Fran will go up. Just, that's a nice little play, the ball taken there by Patricio Major. Hoping that Tommy Biddle will get to it. Aguirre, well, that will be, of course, a little bit naughty. He didn't intend to cross the line, but Biddle already on that line. So no mistake there for that whistle.
Not quite enough room for Antonio to jump in there and take an offside play. Near side, he might have been all right. But the umpire's looking right down the line in a great position to see that play, and we're going to have a penalty 5B from the center of the field, and it looks like it's going to be Juan Bellini doing the honors once again, taking all the knock-ins and the penalty 5As. However, Patricio Mayor scoring early in the first chukker on a penalty 3. So here comes Bellini. He's got Ryan Shank all the way down the field, being marked by Franz Spinacci. Bellini has room to work because nobody's coming back to put any pressure on him, but now Bellini's going to release the ball. Biddle flicks it a little bit where he can get to it, but unable to do so, and Pablo Spinacci with an open back shot right there, and we've got a whistle, a right-of-way violation with Antonio coming across the right-of-way, so we'll see where the umpires put the ball. Biddle had a back shot, but he had a player open, so We'll see, and it looks like this is going to be a penalty number 2, open goal, 30-yard, undefended penalty in favor of Grand Champions, and an opportunity right here to be an equalizer goal, Jan.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'd like that equaliser with 1 minute and 20-odd seconds left to play here in the first half. But again, I've got to go back to what I'm saying, Steve. It's a very fair open game. We've had a couple of whistles now back-to-back, but that's been very unusual for this game. So a lot of respect, a lot of sportsmanship being displayed by both teams. And I think the honours this time, once again, he's done it once before, will be Patricio Major with this penalty 2. And there is no mistake. So he scored from the penalty 3 spot, now also from the penalty 2 spot. And as you said, Steve, that makes it 4 goals apiece with just a little over 1 minute left to play here in the first half.
Yeah, 3 goals for Grand Champions, the team in light blue. 3 goals on penalty shots and only 1 from the field, but we do have a tie ball game thus far. And you know what? 3 goals from the field, 4. Santa Rita, 1 on handicap. So when it comes to field play, it looks like Santa Rita is dominating just a little bit more, and Santa Rita is going to win the bowl-in. Right here once again, Pablo Spinacci turning that ball around underneath his horse's neck, told to use it. And here comes Peluso, Biddle looking back, couldn't quite get to it, and here comes Patricio Major. Patricio with an open back shot. Bellini read that play. Bellini on this great gray pony right there, and there's the warning horn. Look at those players going down. Bellini, I'm sure, would like to get some yardage here before the second horn. He's going to release that ball, a line drive. There's Patricio already on the move. Patricio out front, but Franz Spinacci is going to come with him, but that gap is staying the same. Can Patricio keep that ball on the field and put it between the uprights? And yes, what a nice play, and Grand Champions scoring here just in the nick of time before the end of Chucker number 3. Stay with us for the second half here of the 8-goal limited edition here at the Santa Rita Polo Farm, and you are watching live on Chucker TV.
As far as barns go, it's 10 points. The weather, scenic views are unbelievable. To be up here in the mountains in this weather, I don't think you have many choices nicer than this.
feel like we have some really competitive polo up here. It's friendly competitive polo.
The place is amazing. Good polo fields, good players, good horses, so it's a good experience. It's really good.
The club, they have empanadas there, they have Argentine-style barbecue.
I'm in love with this place. The club is really nice, the people is really good.
At least what I can see is that it's an amazing place to be playing polo with the family and with good friends, enjoying, and the weather is great. I can't complain at all.
There's so much to do up here, and people are great, and there's some of the best polo in the country up there.
I think this is the place to play for in the summer.
It's as good as it gets for summer polo. This may be my new home.
As soon as our child is old enough, she's going to be in their polo school.
You just want to be a horse in that barn.
Welcome back, everybody. Second half of this Santa Rita 8-goal limited edition about to start. And Steve, let's just have a look at the score sheet here. Santa Rita getting off to a bit of a shaky start on that first chocker. We had 1 goal coming in from Patricio Major, scoring a penalty 3. And then in chocker number 2, that's when Santa Rita started revving up things a little bit, scoring 2 goals. But so did Tommy Biddle and Juan Bellini. But that goal on handicap, of course, gave Santa Rita the slight edge going into chocker number 3, where they were again very, very strong. But Patricio Major scoring a penalty 2 and then finishing off with a lovely goal right at the end has put them in lead by 1 goal. So a little bit off the reflection of how well Santa Rita have been playing. But Grand Champions Polo Club, their strategy has been play on the defense, look for the opportunities, and when they come, they have been very good in converting.
Yes, they have. So we're back underway right here, back to live action, and it looks like Juan Bellini going to send the ball down the field over to the right-hand side. Nobody back there but Bauti Peluso. Peluso going to send a tail shot, looking for Pablo Spinacci. Did he hit it too far? Yes, he did. Picked up by Major. Major can't get it the second time, but Pablo Spinacci does, and he broke his mallet right there as well, trying to just flick it back and break up the play. But Bellini, he's going to pick up that play, and now we've got a 4-on-3 situation. But that doesn't mean that he can't get the right away, and he's going to ride off for a new mallet right now. Biddle's going to take that ball forward, ridden by Peluso, who's going to win the ride-off. Biddle able to flick that ball out a little bit. Now, Mariano Aguirre, he'd like to get this ball down the field with 3 players only on the field for his team right now. And Pablo Spinacci will be joining them momentarily once he gets a new mallet. Juan Bellini showing sportsmanship, staying back with Spinacci, and that ball is going to go to the left-hand side, which is going to allow Pablo to come back on the field with a new mallet. So, and since Pablo has been taking the knock-ins, umpires showing a little bit of sportsmanship themselves since 2 players were out of play. That was a 3-on-3 situation right there. But anyhow, Pablo coming back with a new mallet. I'm not sure where that mallet head is, over in the middle of the field, just by the center line. So Pablo will go back and do the honors and put the ball back in play.
Indeed. So we've got a little bit of debris on the field. I'm sure the umpires, as soon as they get a chance, will move that off the field. That can, of course, be a hazard. And as you rightly said, very nice to see there, Bellini staying back. True sportsmanship, of course, from Juan Bellini, as Peluso now will send that one up to the front door. That's a nice long ball looking for Fran Spinacci. Major not able to pick it up on the near side backhand. That was the intended shot. Bellini once again picking up the pieces here. Sends it back over to the zero goaler, Patricio Major. Good first touch from him, but he's got to get past Spinacci. And Spinacci has done enough to allow Peluso a piece of it. He will leave that ball for Pablo. Now, Pablo just has to hold fire. He's got no one yet to play it to. Antonio Aguirre is going up. Peluso will run into some traffic once again in the form of Juan Bellini, who will turn, as does Biddle, as does the rest of the team. But just trying to control that ball there. I think he was a little bit mad at himself. Eventually, things are back up and the way they should be. Now then, here comes the big shot from Bellini.
Bellini puts one over towards the center of the field, and here is Major. Major trying to get a cut shot out of there, but from Pablo Spinacci be the next man back. Pablo going to try and get by Major, which he does now. Going to send that ball back over to the center of the field where he's got Fran hooked out of there by Bellini. Bellini unable to make a play at the ball, and we've got a right-away infraction right there with Major on the line of the ball, and the whistle sounds, and it looks like it'll be a penalty 5A in favor of Grand Champions Polo Club.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen Antonio Aguirre just getting caught offside there, unintentionally, of course, but that really was too close for comfort for the umpires. Again, right on top of that play. Now then, as you said, Steve, a penalty from the spot, a 5A, because it was outside of the 60-yard zone. Now let's see if Biddle can send this one all the way through.
You know, since the rule change several years ago where players can tee up the ball, we've seen a lot of one-time hits as compared to when the umpires used to just put it on level playing ground. And nowadays, a lot of the players will shoot from a spot like this, which Biddle, he doesn't shoot, but he'd like an approach shot right down there for Patricio. But that ball well off to the left-hand side, out of play, over the back line, and Pablo Spinacci once again will put the ball back in play. Pablo bringing the ball back in. He's got Peluso right on his left-hand side looking for Fran Spinacci, who's been playing very well. Bellini with a little bit of a tail shot right there. Biddle's going to pick it up and meet it. Loses it momentarily, and Peluso's going to pick up the ball. Peluso with a breakaway right here, but Major, he's back as well. Major breaks up the play with an offside tail shot. Biddle tries to knock it out of the air, unable to do so, and Pablo Spinacci gains control, turns that ball around, and a little flick back to himself, ridden off by Biddle. Biddle's going to win that right off, and a nice near side neck tail shot over to the center of the field. And this purple team working very well, reading each other's back shots very, very well. And here's Pablo working the ball towards goal. He's backed up by Peluso. And a whistle right there on the play. And Juan Bellini saying, what a great call you guys made on that play. And I can't believe that you saw me do that. But anyhow, the umpires are going to take away.
So, yeah, as you can say...
foul, third man call, foul on Bellini, or no foul?
Well, looks like the umpires are going to trigger this one. We'd just like to get it verified whether or not there was a foul on Bellini or not. He obviously will think it should not be a foul. So the two umpires now in conference. And this is where we will throw this over to our man in the studio,
Foul on Bellini or no foul?
to the IRO. Still waiting for an answer to come back. Dale will be looking at that footage.
Yeah, foul or no foul on Bellini.
So Dale will be, as I say, he'll have studied that footage very carefully and very closely to
Yes, I got you. Foul or no foul on Bellini?
verify whether or not that was a foul on Juan Bellini.
Yeah, foul or no foul on Bellini?
Okay, well, we're still waiting for an answer.
No foul on the play.
And after having reviewed the footage, And Steve, you've just been talking to the studio as Dale will have looked at that play. And I believe you have an update for us.
Yes, there was the two umpires disagreed on that. Dale Schwetz in the studio looked at that play, probably from the drone, the end zone camera, and the center camera, and determined no foul on the play. So we'll resume with a bowl-in, and the bowl-in will take place where the ball was when the whistle was blown. And the reason for that is because if the player hit the ball when the whistle went, let's say it was 30 yards from where the foul occurred, then at least they gain that real estate. Yeah. And they're not penalized for possibly a bad call by the umpires. So Esteban Ferrari puts the ball back in play, and once again, Bellini on the ball with a neck shot, but no light blue jerseys there. Pablo Spinacci coming back on that bay pony. Pablo with a tail shot right here, but who jumps on it? Bauti Peluso. Peluso with the next shot of his own, sending it down. Tommy Biddle, he's going to check down, turn that ball back to the right-hand side. There's Ryan Shank. Ryan Shank's going to head down the field. Biddle taking it along a little bit further by himself. Pablo Spinacci comes in there, but Biddle regains control. Biddle trying to outrun Franz Spinacci. Biddle putting it downfield for Major. Major picking that ball up on the near side. Couldn't control the bouncing ball. Biddle's going to come in there with a cut shot. Biddle working it towards goal, but unfortunately off to that left-hand post.
Yeah, very unlucky there. Biddle doing a lot of hard work there, and he's had a couple of very, very close shaves there as that ball just going out. So Santa Rita very much dodging a bullet here. We're down to 2:45 on the clock. Still that one goal so far in the lead for Grand Champions Polo Club. No score just yet here in Chukka number 4. So Santa Rita doing a very good job also now having to defend, but Grand Champions Polo Club with a lot more chances and shots on goal, as this ball will just go over the back line, and I'm pretty sure the umpires will blow a whistle to allow another courtesy change here in Chukka number 4.
Yeah, Bauti Peluso taking a long neck shot from the far side of the field, just didn't quite get the angle on it. So that ball over the back line to the right-hand side of the goal. So after this courtesy horse change, I'm sure that Juan Bellini will once again put the ball in play. And this will be his 5th knock-in of the game, where Pablo Spinacci has taken 6 knock-ins. So both teams shooting on goal, but unable to find that 24-foot opening that puts points on the board.
Absolutely, but still, Steve, I'm sure you'll agree with me, a great game here. Nice, open, running and gunning. And also now here in the second half, the first chukka of the second half, very little in the form of fouls or anything that's going on untoward.
Unable to get the ball on the near side, Peluso is going to check down and do an open offside shot. But here comes Patricio. Patricio riding off of Geary. Couldn't quite get all of it. Bellini overrides as well. Here comes Peluso. Peluso once again on the ball, taking it back over to the center of the field. Followed up by front. Four-on-three situation right here. Pablo taking that ball a little further down the field, letting that horse open up. Going to go by Aguirre right here, ridden off by Bellini. back.
I'm ready, I'm ready. Here we go then. Chuck at number 5. 3 sets of 5 on the field. And as you said, Steve, right at the end of Chuck at number 4, Santa Rita with Antonio Aguirre finally getting that much-deserved and needed goal. He's on the move again. Aguirre in front of goal. Just tees it up, opens the shoulders, takes a shot. Just goes wide.
Unfortunately, what a nice heads-up play there by Antonio Aguirre. Looking for his second goal in a row right there, but unable to put it where he wanted it. But a nice play. He checked down, he took his time, shot on goal, but just unable to hit it where he wanted it to go. So Juan Bellini, once again, taking his 6th knock-in of the day, puts it back in play. Bellini right here sends it over to the far boards. He and Biddle working very well together. Patricio Major going down the field, trying to get a pass, and there's that big bomb that Patricio was looking for, but he's being ridden hard by Antonio Aguirre right there. Patricio takes his man wide, comes back to it. Patricio, that ball up against the boards. Patricio trying to dig that ball off the boards, and now a little shot back up to Biddle, but deflected off of Pony and picked up by Bellini. Bellini working that ball, gets the hook of Fran Spinacci. Bellini still with the ball right here, trying to get back over towards the center of the goal where he can have a shot on the goal. And Bellini coming through right there looking for a foul. No whistle goes, and here we come back. Tommy Biddle going downfield. So is Spinacci. Pablo Spinacci sends a big bomb down the field. Nobody back there but Major. Major can't get to it. Here comes Fran Spinacci. He's got that horse, picking him up and putting him down. Overrides the ball right here, followed up by Aguirre. Aguirre, unable to get back to it, followed up by Peluso. Bad luck right there, but Papa Spinacci comes back. Playing cleanup right here. He's got 2 purple jerseys he's going by. Trying to get by Bellini now. Pablo working that ball, hits it underneath his horse's neck. Juan Bellini with a back shot and a goal right there. So Santa Rita putting another one on the board to break up that set of 5s. It's going to be 6-5 in favor of Santa Rita.
Yeah, what a cracking run here by Santa Rita, working very, very hard. And we're just going to wait for the verification of who actually scored that goal. We weren't quite sure. There was a lot of traffic going on in front of that goal mouth. Yeah, we're not quite sure. It was definitely a Spinacci, but was it junior or senior?
Yep, exactly. Okay. Meantime, the bowl-in has taken place.
On the move over on the far side now. This time it'll be Major has his pocket pick. Clever little play there from Spinacci. Lands on the sideboards. Now then, once again, Santa Rita on the move. Things are really heating up out here at this game between these two teams. Spinacci on the move once again. Young Fran Spinacci. Great horsemanship, great ball control. Sends it out to the right. Has to slam on the brakes there. Now Aguirre comes and lends him a helping hand. Picked up now by Spinacci Senior. That looked very, very close. The umpire's whistle staying silent for the moment. Spinacci keeping the pressure on. In front of goal, a little flick of the wrist is all they would really need.
And it looks like we had a whistle on that play down there, and we did get confirmation on that last goal scored by Pablo Spinacci. So we'll see what the umpires determine here on this play. And it looks like that ball, we didn't get a signal from the goal judge. But in the meantime, we're going to do our courtesy horse change right here. And we'd like all players to come back with a fresh set of legs within 45 seconds, trying to keep the game moving so neither team gains or loses momentum throughout a horse change. And that's only if you would like to. We do this once per period, and if you want to change again, do it on your own time. So Juan Bellini looks like he's back, ready for a knock-in, so that ball apparently going wide. Bellini having a little chat with Mark Holmes. Mark Holmes explained her the play. We did have a whistle on the play, so we will see where we resume play once all the players have returned after this courtesy horse change. Grand Champions Polo Club electing to do the courtesy horse change for the safety of the athletes. And you know what? We have had very, very little pony timeouts during action play. So the courtesy horse change is proven to help these ponies during play. Juan Bellini has changed as well, and he's going to put the ball back in play, his 7th knock-in of the day.
And Bellini being challenged very early on. Santa Rita standing very deep. There's the pass once again, looking for Biddle. Well, that combination has worked very well so far here this morning between Biddle and Bellini. And this time, a little bit of shading coming across that right of way from Spinacci, as Biddle had already established himself on that line.
Yeah, shading or reaching. You could announce that as either one of those, but Biddle getting back to the offside and riding off Spinacci, and Spinacci just reaches down. The danger there is, of course, the mallet tripping up the front legs of Tommy Biddle's pony. So we'll see. It looks like the umpires are discussing whether it should be a 4 or a 3. And it looks like it's going to be a penalty for 60-yard defended shot. All players must be 30 yards in front of the ball. Actually, between the 30 and 60-yard line, they can no longer line up 30 yards from the ball, even with the ball. They have to be beyond that 30-yard line, and that's international rules, a rule change that took place about 3 years ago. So, Bellini and Biddle having a little talk, and it looks like Tommy Biddle is going to take this penalty for 60-yard shot. So, this shot right here could tie things up should they be successful.
No mistake. That's what Biddle does so well. Tommy Biddle, of course, very, very strong scoring. And as you said, Steve, getting the equaliser, his second goal of this game. And with that, we have 6 goals apiece here with a little over 3 minutes left to play in Chukka number 5.
4th goal from the penalty line for Grand Champions Polo Club. A 3, a 2, a 4, and another 2. So, 2 goals from the field. And actually, all 5 goals for Santa Rita have been scored from the field, plus 1 goal on handicap. Umpire Ferrari puts the ball back in play, and Pablo Spinacci is going to win that bowl in, driving that ball down towards goal. He's got 2 horse lengths and now 3 on Juan Bellini. Pablo looking over his shoulder, just going to work that ball down towards goal, and nice approach shot right here. And he's going to do that back shot that was tried and Scored earlier by Biddle, but Pablo Spinacci just unable to put the spin on that ball and get to it before it gets too close to the back line. So, once again, Bellini going to bring the ball back in play.
Yeah, very unlucky there by Pablo Spinacci winning the throw-in. And as you said, coming out very, very strong. Just slightly overcooked it a little bit. He had plenty of time, and that would have been a perfect answer. But hang on a minute, Santa Rita still here in the active position of offense. A little under the neck, and this time it'll be Bauti Peluso. And Bauti Peluso, let's have a look how he's done so far. Well, that was a long time in waiting as well. He hasn't scored thus far. Now here in Chukka, number 5, Bauti Peluso finally also gets his name up on the score sheet and puts his team back in the lead by 1 goal, 7 goals to 6 with a minute and a half left to play.
Yes, and Santa Rita's 6th goal from the field. No goals scored on penalties, and actually they haven't had a penalty shot all game yet. So that just goes to show you, Biddle doesn't want to hit a horse or hit into a horse, allowing players to clear, now going to drop his horse's head and try and get by Antonio Aguirre. Antonio staying with Biddle. Biddle reaches down, gets that next shot up, but nobody back there, and who's going to win this play but Pablo Spinacci. Pablo Spinacci taking that ball across the field, trying to get away from Major. Pablo Spinacci still on the ball. Major going to stay with him. Pablo Spinacci unable to get rid of that next shot right there, but Peluso's going to back him up. And now Major, he's changed players, and he puts pressure on Peluso to hit that ball. But Franz Spinacci, Juan Bellini back, riding each other off. Bellini takes Spinacci wide, going to rake that ball back, trying to get around him. Spinacci has to give way right here. Bellini testing the waters right here, looking for a teammate, and he sends it downfield, and it looks like it was deflected just a little bit off of Aguirre's pony. Aguirre with a back shot into Biddle's pony. Biddle picking up the loose ball play. Biddle working that ball. He's got enough time to do it. 18 seconds left on the clock. Biddle working the ball, trying to get by, and thought he was shaded right there, and no whistle on the play, but here comes young Franz Spinacci working the ball down towards the other end, being pressured by Bellini. He's going to lose sight of that ball. Bellini with enough time, and the second horn is going to go, and that's going to end Chucker number 5 with a score of 7-5 in favor of Purple. So we'll be right back for our 6th and final Chucker right here on Chucker TV.
We're here at the Santa Rita Polo Farm where the PTF Polo ASSN Junior Tournament is being held for the first time ever at this location. And I mean, could you get a more beautiful venue? Probably not. The tournament includes players of all ages, starting with the youngest at just 2 years old and the oldest at 20 years old. So you've got all ages, all skill levels, and a whole lot of fun. Let's go check it out.
It reminds me of my days when I was in position playing the kids tournament, and for us it meant the world. So I'm very happy to be here supporting my son and other kids as well, because I think they really enjoy this, and for them it's even more important than for us probably playing the 26 or the 22.
Well, that's a wrap on the PTF Polo ASSN Juniors Tournament at the Santa Rita Polo Farm. So much incredible talent coming up through the ranks. The future is certainly bright for the sport of polo. Now, for more information on the PTF, head to polotraining.org. And of course, head to Chucker TV for all of our awesome content, including full game broadcasts.
So here we go then, chucker number 6, about to start. 7 goals to 6 in favour of Santa Rita. Now then, the big question here, Steve, is can they get it over the finishing line, or will Grand Champions ruin it and get the equaliser, the much-needed equaliser, and possibly even the win? They've won the throw-in and on the move, but in comes Aguirre. A two-man battle going on out there. He's going to be sent back. Oh, no, it's not by Spinacci. Biddle will pick this one up. Sends it back into the danger zone. Will he get another piece of it? Fran Spinacci doing a superb job and clearing that ball up and defending very well here for Santa Rita. And for the first time in a long time, they're actually going to come alongside the commentator's booth.
Yeah, they've been playing on the other side of the field for a large part of this game, and we have a whistle right there, and it looks like it's going to be riding over the top of the ball. From behind, umpire Ferrari right there on the play. So a penalty 5A going in favor of Grand Champions Polo Club. In the light jerseys, Santa Rita in purple score a 7-6 for this final period of regulation play. Tommy Biddle teeing that ball up. He could score easily from here, but we shall see if he scores on this penalty 5 or just puts it down for an approach shot and allowing somebody else. Juan Bellini, playing the number 3 position today, is going to go downfield as well. So Biddle surveying the field, putting his pony on the right lead. And here comes the big bomb. Tommy Biddle with a line drive to the right-hand side of the goal. Major going over there to try and protect and keep that ball on play, but that ball carries over the back line with too much momentum. So once again, Pablo Spinacci will have a knock-in off the back line to bring the ball back in play.
6.5 minutes left to play, so they're on course and they've got possession. It's going to come down to this now, Steve. Possession, 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 because Grand Champions, who've also gotten stronger and stronger throughout this game, if they get another chance, they will, of course, score. We haven't really had, well, not once so far in this game, a 2-goal difference between either of these two teams. Just goes to show how well balanced both of these teams are, despite the fact that, of course, Santa Rita coming in off 7 goals and Grand Champions coming in off 8.
Biddle working the ball, trying to get away from Franz Spinacci. Biddle with Pablo Spinacci on his hip now, hits a near side neck shot, but is he going to be able to maintain that right away? No! A back shot into a pony from Pablo. And it looks like that ball has taken a bounce and off the field, so we will have a change of possession play, and it looks like Grand Champions Polo Club is going to get the change of possession. Ball dropped quickly by Mark Holmes. Juan Bellini quickly puts the ball back in play. Bellini checking down, trying to get around Peluso. Bellini looking for room to go through. Hooked out of the play, and another whistle right there as Franz Spinacci fouls the second man. So this looks like an open goal penalty, a chance for Grand Champions to tie things up right here with a lot of time left on the clock. Looks like 6:22 left on the clock right here.
No, it's 5:22, Steve, 5:22. But with the sun, of course, coming in from our back, the scoreboard sometimes not making it that easy for us to see. And as you rightly said, a big opportunity now, a very big opportunity to tie this game. So as we kind of thought it was going to go down to the wire, 6 chucker action. But and this man so far, who's about to take the penalty, remember he scored a penalty 3, converted in the first chucker, then again he scored twice with a penalty 2 in chucker number 3. And here we go then, Patricio Major makes it 3 in a row from the penalty spot. And that, as you rightly said, Steve, makes it 7 goals apiece here in chucker number 6 with about 5 minutes left to play by the time they come back to the centre.
Okay, Esteban Ferrari going to bring these players back for a bowl in here on the near boards. 7 up the score with a lot of time left. So still anybody's ball game. These teams staying pretty even throughout the game. And like you said, Jan, only 1 goal difference through most of the first 5 periods. So that ball gets through, and a quick whistle right there by the umpires as the ball goes all the way through. Juan Bellini and Peluso on the line of the ball. So we'll have a penalty 5A in favor of Grand Champions Polo Club. Bellini elects the option of teeing that ball up, finding it a little tough to grasp, and maybe he can send a looping shot downfield to find Ryan Shack and allow him to put the ball between the goal. But Franz Spinacci's not going to leave him alone. Umpire calls play, and we see these players paired up right now. Peluso going to be the defender who's going to take the hitter. Bellini elects to dribble that ball across the field. Looking downfield, though, Bellini. Now it's going to take the big shot, sending it on down, looking for Biddle. Pablo Spinacci meets that ball with a full swing, sends the ball over to the right-hand side. No foul on that play. I thought Bellini gave him enough room, but we shall see. And it looks like both umpires agree on this play, so they're headed towards the north end of the field where it'll be a penalty shot in favor of Santa Rita.
Right, well, 4:26 on the clock, Steve. Did not see that one coming. I also thought that there was plenty of space, but the umpire's clearly, of course, getting a better angle on that. So a very, very big opportunity now here for Santa Rita. And wouldn't be surprised to see Bauti Peluso stepping up to the plate now to do the honors.
Yeah, 60-yard shot, and this is, I don't have any records of any foul shots being taken by Santa Rita today. So this is going to be their first penalty shot right here. So that shows you how clean Grand Champions is playing.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. So, as I thought, Bauti Peluso now, 4:26 on the clock. But even if he does score now, they've got to make sure they defend well, because Grand Champions, I'm sure, will come out either way.
I agree.
Very, very strong. And there is that rocket, and that will go through. What a hammer of a shot there by Bauti Peluso, getting his second score of the game. He got one in chuck of 5, and now with a penalty 4, puts his team back in the lead by 1. 8-7 here with 4 minutes left to play on the clock.
All right, so all players will come back for a bowl in Santa Rita in the purple, Grand Champions Polo Club in the baby blue. 1 goal down, Grand Champions. So waiting for Ryan Shack to come back into the bowl in. And Esteban Ferrari puts the ball on the ground, back to the players. Pablo Spinacci once again. Santa Rita going to win the bowl in. Pablo Spinacci working the ball just a little bit, now releases it downfield looking for Fran. Fran unable to get that ball, and a little back shot by Tommy Biddle, picked up by Juan Bellini, turning the ball underneath his horse's neck. A legal play in polo, trying to navigate around Pablo Spinacci's. Tommy Biddle's going to pick it up, a little give and go, back to Juan Bellini. Juan Bellini. Now he's got 2 purple shirts with him. Pablo Spinacci takes the ball forward, near side back shot. Biddle's going to turn and read the play nicely. Biddle turning the ball to his right-hand side. He's got Peluso back there to put pressure on. Now waits for Peluso to move. Biddle going to bring the ball back over towards that center field camera. Pop up in the air, but he's able to check down and regain possession of the ball, just staying just a little bit ahead of Peluso. Now a near side neck shot. He's going to lose the next play. Peluso coming in there as well with a high lofted offside back shot. Bellini, the first to turn, gain possession on it, trying to get around Pablo Spinacci. Bellini brings it back over to the right where Pablo will have no play. Bellini fakes releasing the ball, and now that big booming shot along the ground on the right-hand side, looking for a light blue shirt, but unable to find. Peluso picks up the play and the ball, working the ball back underneath his neck, forcing Major to clear. And now a nice shot over to Antonio Aguirre. Antonio Aguirre all alone over here, not being marked. Antonio with a nice shot down to Fran. He's telling Fran, go ahead, take it with you. Fran with a nice cut shot towards the goal. He's out front. Bellini well behind. Fran Spinacci working that ball across the face of the goal. Can he get to it? A little bit of a neck shot. And yes, he completes that play. And what a nice play between the young guns up front, between Antonio Aguirre and Fran Spinacci. Fran Spinacci giving him a 2-goal lead here with a couple of clicks under 2 minutes.
Yeah, well, what a run there, Steve. Coast to coast with a lot of butter on a lot of toast here. And as you were saying, the 2 young guns working very well together. And for the first time in this game now, a 2-goal cushion. And, of course, Grand Champions Polo Club now very much under the cosh, as we would say. A lot of pressure here with 1:43 when they come back from this, the final courtesy change here in chuck at number 6. Steve, can they turn this around?
Well, I think there's enough time left with a little bit of luck on their side. Yeah, they can certainly turn it around. And that was Fran Spinacci's 3rd goal of the day from the field. So Grand Champions Polo Club needs a couple of breaks, a couple of opportunities to put a couple of points on the board, tying this thing up. there might be enough time for 3 goals, Jan. So, hey, we'll see what they do. But you know what? Best defense is a good offense. So if they can make some offensive plays, win the bowl in, take the ball down, and, of course, a foul here or there wouldn't hurt. They've got 5 goals off of penalties today. 3 number 2s, a penalty 3 and a penalty 4, but Esteban Ferrari puts the ball back in play. Pablo Spinacci spanks that ball back down the field, and here comes Juan Bellini looking over his shoulder. He's got Patricio Mayor in the center. Bellini turning the ball underneath his horse's neck. Tommy Biddle marked up by Antonio Aguirre. Ryan Shank down the field as well. Bellini releases that ball downfield. Tommy Biddle's going to try and jump on that line in the right of way, but Pablo Spinacci has different ideas with a near side back shot. Antonio Aguirre picks up the ball. Now, Major turning that ball back around. Here right in front of us along the boards. And Bellini picks up a loose ball play. Umpire's playing the advantage on that play. Bellini going to rake the ball off the boards. Pablo Spinacci trying to break things up. Biddle and Bellini working well together there. Communication between the two. Biddle trying to get around. 2 purple shirts. Pablo Spinacci there as well, and Pablo breaks up the play. Bellini, the first to turn on this bay pony. He's got Peluso on his hip. Bellini deciding which way to go. Playing a little cat and mouse there with Peluso. Fakes a back shot. Now looking for Biddle back down the field. Biddle ridden off by Aguirre. So is Mayor. Either one of them able to get back to it. There goes the first horn, and it looks like Santa Rita. Things are going their way right here. Here comes Antonio Aguirre with a shot down the field. Antonio going to complete this run. We've got 17 seconds left on the clock. Here's Aguirre followed up by Spinacci, and it looks like Santa Rita, our Grand Champions Polo Club, is waving the white flag, and Antonio Aguirre is going to hit that ball over to the left-hand side. That is going to wind things up, and once again, Santa Rita with a 1-0 record has defeated the Grand Champions Polo Club, so it looks like Santa Rita and Oria will meet in the finals, and that game will be scheduled to be determined. Any last words there, Jan, before we close out?
Yep, Thursday morning. Thank you very much. Thursday morning, we'll have the final of this. So I think a round of applause here for both teams. What a great performance. They stepped up to the plate just when it mattered right at the end. They're great to see again how the Polo generation of tomorrow is coming through the ranks here as they shake hands. Thank you very much, Steve, for being with me here this morning. Now remember, this afternoon at 4:30, coming from Grand Champions Polo Club Field Number 1, the WCT, the mid-level of the ladies. That'll also be on your screen, so make sure you tune in for that. From all of us here at Grand Champions Polo Club and Santa Rita, remember the place to be is Chukka TV.